Hi, and thanks for joining me.
A lady has just walked by who's lost her cat. She's moored between bridges 28 and 29. Well, I haven't seen any cats, and I would imagine if you lose one canal side, it's going to be very difficult to find. Shame, isn't it? Let's hope she finds it.
I decant the water from these larger water carriers into these more manageable 5-litre bottles. Just makes it a lot easier for filling up the kettles and so forth. That's going to be hot. I'll leave that for a moment. I've been thinking about my plans for today, and what I've decided to do, I think I'm going to stay in this position, but I'm going to turn the boat. Just ahead of me is bridge 28. Just beyond that is a winding hole where I can turn the boat. So I think a little bit later, when I'm ready, I'll go forth, turn the boat and come back to this stretch. I may not moor up here again. If my position at the far end is available, then I will probably moor there. But I've got one or two things to do on the boat first, so I won't be moving off straight away. The weather forecast is showing rain for later this afternoon. I don't think it's going to be prolonged or anything, but there's a heavy chance of it. That's about 4 o'clock. So it will be good to be under cover and in the boat if we get a heavy downpour. There's plenty of time between now and then, so I'm just going to crack on with a few jobs, and I'll catch up with you later. Just getting ready to leave, won't take me long, and I'll be underway. I'm just going to turn the boat today and moor in a slightly different place. I'm just going to deal with the front mooring line. Oh dear, it's got a bit twisted, this. See if we can untwist it. Just put in the mooring line on the front. Leave it on the cratch board. That should be fine. The boater that's just gone by told me he's going to be turning at the winding hole. So I really need to give them a little bit of time to do that before I set off. And then of course it depends how proficient people are in turning, whether they do it quickly or take a long while. So I'm just going to have to stay here for a little bit longer, but I'll soon be underway. It's almost done waiting. Good. I'm just retrieving the chain. Oh, boat's blowing back. Oh, crikey. Didn't expect that. Oops, that should be better. Actually, when I come back this way, I can't actually see whether my space back there is available or not. I need to go up a bit more and then check. Tricky, isn't it? I can see the boat coming back already. Oh, it's a different boat. Hello. Hello. Are you the boat that just winded?
Oh no,
There is one up there, yeah, he told me, yeah. Okay, well, two winding? Oh, okay. There's a boat following that one, apparently. Busy, busy. Can't see any boat at the moment. It's wider here, so it shouldn't be so much of a problem. Oh, here it is. It's coming along now. Still a little way off. Fortunately, it's quite broad across this point, but there is a tree on my side, sort of overhanging a bit. It's going very slowly, I have to say. And so am I. Waiting to cross each other at the right point. Just missed the tree trunk down here, which is 6 foot out into the water. It's coming alongside now. Hello. There's a boat back there winding, isn't there?
yes, it
Yeah.
is. Pretty much done now.
Good. I was waiting for him, you see. That chap said he's pretty much done now. That's good. Oh, he's coming. I can see him coming now. He's coming past me. That was a surprise. The other two boats.
Probably just as I got there.
One of those boats turned up just as he got there. I have known boats to try and zip past you whilst you're actually in the winding hole turning. It's so off-putting because you're so concentrating on what's ahead of you, you don't actually see them slip by behind. You know, Bridge 28 is now in sight. There's no one behind me as far as I know. I'm just about to go under the bridge. Let's hope another boat doesn't come down towards me. Let's also hope I get it right. I can do a 3-point turn, but sometimes it is a 5. I've slowed down a little bit too much, actually.
Here we go, starting the turn. I'm in reverse. Boat doesn't seem to be turning, which is a bit of a nuisance. It's going to be a 5 or 7 point turn, I think. Taking it nice and steady. I'm going to have to come back again. I came right over to the right because I wanted to avoid a tree that's on this side, which I got tangled up in previously. Well, I'm round now. It's never a good idea to stop and start filming something totally different when you're doing your turn, which is what I've just done. So I could show you the tree that I was talking of. That's when things do go wrong. But all is good. We're underway again. The way the weather has been, I could have come out without a canopy up. But you don't know that. And it does get very wet overnight. So February, I think for me, it's still a good idea to have the canopy. The sun is right ahead of me. I'm just looking back at the winding hole sign, which suggests the winding hole is on the left, not on the right. I've mentioned this before, but they can only have one winding hole sign, it seems to me. I think it helps boaters if they know which side the winding hole is on. But I suppose if you're using a map book, a map or something or the other, you should know. But it's not always clear, because different maps show the winding hole in a different way. Some will show a little V like that on the map. Others just have a sort of half round sort of circle, which isn't always very clear. This boat coming down towards me. Coming into that slightly narrower part again. The bush on my right side just sticking out a bit. It doesn't look vicious. Just taking it very gentle at the moment. Hello. That sound was the branches of that bush scraping against the side of the canopy. It won't be long and I'll be back to where I started from. A very short cruise indeed. Just coming up to some reeds. They look lovely with the sun on them. I'm keeping a good lookout, going around a right hand bend, so just want to make sure it's clear. This is a nice sedate cruising pace. All boats are very different. At the moment I'm doing just under 1200 revs. And it feels lovely. I'm just passing the spillway, which means I'm back to where we started from. So I'm now passing where I was before. I can see that it's available. I'll charge up there, I think. That's very pleasing. Not far to go now. Just alongside the reeds. It's coming in very slowly. Just coming alongside now. It's gone very well, actually. Right, I'm going to sort out the mooring of the boat. I'll catch up with you in a minute. Well, that's me done for the moment, so I can switch the engine off, just record the figure, and then make a note of it. Must make the note of it now while I think about it. It's actually quite warm, so I can take this off now. Oops. I spoke the other day about boaters leaving their ash in the hedgerow, and here we have an example of it. And there's some broken bits here, some charred bits of wood here. It really is another glorious day. I'll turn around and look at the boat, I think. Lovely, look at that. I've left the mast on the wrong side of the boat, so I'm going to have to walk round there and retrieve it. I tuck it under the front canopy here so it doesn't slide off. So I'm just going to move that over there and I'll come around and sort it out. Lunchtime at last. I'm probably in shade. It's very difficult on a bright sunny day to find a position where the camera work is good, the picture quality is good, because there's so much shade. Now I could sit the other side with a hedgerow behind me, but that would be rather boring. So I'm sat here, so if any boats go past, you'll get to have a look at them. But what I have been doing recently, I have been experimenting much more with settings in the camera, particularly with the manual volume control, which I need when I'm wearing the wireless microphones. But also I've been dealing with the exposure control, and that's why some of the shots have been very bright in the background, but you can see me clearly. What I'm seeing at the moment, I look a little bit dark, but that's the way it is. I have brightened up the picture. I don't think I mentioned it before, but on the eve, that's the day before I came out cruising, I was doing some washing up, and normally I just let the water run down the sink, as it were, but on this occasion the water seemed to be running inside the boat. And when I investigated, I found that the pipe had come off the outlet to the sink. So the water that I was putting down the sink was going straight inside the boat into the cupboard beneath the sink, and it made a heck of a mess. This was late at night. I had to have a big clear out, got my hairdryer out to dry things up and so forth. But I must have spent, I don't know, an hour and a half or 2 hours just wiping things dry. But it was a good opportunity to chuck a lot of things out, things that were out of date, sauces and
cheese biscuits and things that I don't use that often. So it gave me a little bit more space, but it took me quite a while to sort it. And you know, it gets you down a bit, doesn't it, when things like that happen? But I soon bounced back. It was nice to wake up in the morning with a clean cupboard underneath the kitchen sink and more space, effectively. So that's good. I can't remember if I've mentioned cheese top rolls on this trip. I know I did buy a few before I came out, and when I left I think I only had 1 or 2. At the moment I'm eating wraps, which I'm making myself. These wraps have got Cambozola cheese in them. That's my favourite soft blue cheese, and I eat quite a lot of it when I can get it. It's not something I can get locally, so I have to go to one of the supermarkets to buy it. But that's what I enjoy. Sometimes I have, I was going to say, they call it shredded or diced? Minced. The cheese that's shredded cheese. Is that what they call it? Yeah, I have that inside. But it's not often I buy wraps, to be honest. But I can get those locally at the co-op, so if they haven't got the rolls I want and I don't want their alternatives, I will occasionally buy the wraps. So I'm going to crack on and eat and leave you good people for a moment, and I'll catch up with you later, whenever that may be. I often get tongue-tied and lose the word that I want, and the word I wanted was grated. I just couldn't think of it at the time. I'm a fool, aren't I? Is it age? I think everyone forgets things now and again, but it is something that's happened to me for quite a long period. I will just forget what particular word I want to use for something. Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
We've passed before.
Yes, indeed. You alright?
Well, you're in the middle of a vlog, sorry.
No, that's good. Good, you'll be on it.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah, all the best. Cheers. Viewers of the channel just gone by. So where was I? I was just talking about grated cheese. And what did I call it? Diced, shredded and something else, I think. Oh, that boat's had to move over because there's another boat coming under the bridge. Bridge 27 just ahead of me. Hello.
Hi there, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Yeah, good.
Beautiful day.
It's
We're so lucky with the weather, aren't we?
Keep going with
recently?
the channel
Yeah.
as well, because we subscribe and we watch.
Oh, do you? Excellent. Nice to see you.
Take care. You at Cricket again this year?
Sorry? Oh, yes, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take care.
Thank you. And you. Well, that was another view of the channel. Two in about 2 minutes. That's wonderful. It is nice to meet viewers, I have to say, albeit very quickly. So hi to both of you. Both lots of boaters, that is. Great to see you. There's been a sudden change in the weather. I did say earlier it was going to rain. But it is raining a bit harder now. I'm going to leave this episode here for now. Find out next time where I'm off to. In the meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed watching. Look after yourselves, your friends and families. Take the utmost care. Until next time, bye for now.